Hey, I'm Ed from Bikerheadz. Today we're talking about the amazing Trans Tourman GTX from Daytona. Okay, so Daytona have finally made a true adventure boot. I'm going to talk you through the Trans Tourman GTX. Bit of a mouthful of a name, we'll try and get through it. So, Trans Tourman is, as I said, a full adventure boot because it's in the Daytona style. It really is a work of art. You've got a full leather boot here. We're not talking about lots of plastic inserts, overlays you're going to get with other brands. This is a full leather boot with Gore-Tex, everything you expect from Daytona. So let's talk about a few of the features. I'll run from the top to the bottom because there's quite a lot going on with this. You really need to get in store to really appreciate the build quality of a Daytona boot, the fit, the feel. So get into stores, try one of these on it. It's another league to anything else that's out there on the market. So let's have a look at all the little features that I can pick out in this boot. So as you can see, full leather. You've got high grip tab on the side here, so it's not leather on this piece, it's like a rubberized material, so it's high grip, so when you're trying to get the boot on and off it's a little bit easier. So just open that up, run it down there, Velcro, and then you've got the off-road style catch here, fairly simple to use, obviously adjustable, you can roll it in and out. So running down, I'll come back to the catch in a second. So large Velcro area on the top here, Daytona's spiral zip, so it's a high quality zip running down here as well, really easy to use. See the finishing down the side here. Absolutely the best quality finishing on all pairs of Daytonas. You're not seeing this on other brands of boots. Spiral finish zip, curved as always, so it's easier to use with Daytona, it stays on your foot better. One thing that's hidden in this area here, you've actually got zip adjustment and calf adjustment. It's quite hard to show on the video while holding it open. So this side of the zip you can open up and you can move it around the boot, so you're going to get a custom fit in that area. Obviously you can move it anywhere on this Velcro pad. It's a leather area running down here, you can pull that, it's going to stay nice and firm. You shouldn't need to adjust that too often, but it is there in case you're running things inside the boots or outside the boot. Come back to the top, you've got a suede finished area around here for a bit of extra comfort with stretch panels built in as well, so it just gives it a bit more comfort. If we stick to the top of the boot for a second, if I turn the boot this way, you should be able to see the white area built into the Gore-Tex. So this is a Gore-Tex membrane, the best waterproof membrane on the market. You've got a thermal layer built underneath it, so it's going to be a nice warm boot. This is going to work for you in the winter, spring and autumn, and going to be completely waterproof. Just a word on the Gore-Tex in this boot. As with all Daytonas, it's built the Daytona way, which is different to every other boot on the market. So the Gore-Tex runs down to the sole, folds under the sole a little bit, and then they run a gel area, which I'll get back to in a minute, along the bottom of the boot. So I'll come down to the sole in a second, but just a word on the Gore-Tex, it is unique to Daytona the way they do it, and it's one of the reasons Daytonas don't leak and last so long. Okay, come back to the inside here. As I say, curve zip all the way down to the bottom, adjustment, Velcro all the way around here, really beautifully finished catch on the side here. You're not going to have any problems. Screws if you did need to replace it, if you get hit by a branch, a tree, a rock, whatever it is, you can replace those parts. Coming back around to the front of the boot. Leather overlay across the top, again it's all leather, you're not talking about plastic materials on any part of this boot as you'd expect with the Daytona. Underneath that area, you've got a stretch panel here. All the stretch panels on Daytona boots are made up of kangaroo, so you're getting better stretch, better longevity out of the stretch panel areas. Down to the front, you've got a toe cap coming over the top of the leather here just to protect it. Really large area because you're moving around on an off-road type boot, that's going to protect the toe area. Then it's leather all the way around the bottom until you get to the heel counter. So big solid plastic heel counter around here, so you are getting a bit of extra protection in that area as you'd expect from, as I say, an off-road boot. Come around the inside, suede materials all the way around here to protect your bike a little bit better and give you a bit of extra grip when you're stood up on the bike, so you've got your suede panels along that area. Now to the business end of any boot. As we know with boots, the areas they leak are sole and toes, as always. With a Daytona, you're not going to have those issues because you've got an aramid fibre plate between your toenail and the top of the boot. So you imagine when you're changing gear with a boot like this, your toenails are on the inside doing this. Those toenails are rubbing away the membrane, and that's why boots leak in the toe. What Daytona do is they put an aramid fibre plate between your toe and the membrane. You're not going to wear through that, and that's one reason Daytonas don't leak in the toe area. Come back around to the sole. Obviously this is a heavy duty enduro style sole. Again, this is an adventure boot, not a full motocross boot, but it is an enduro style sole. It's coming down to the bottom. Full grip area, replaceable post in the middle here as well, so you can replace this area. These are metal screws that you're not going to wear through. Once that starts to wear, you can replace this pad. What that means is, if you are wearing a slightly harder grip peg on your bike, I would suggest rubberized peg steel. This isn't a full motocross boot. If you are wearing a harder peg than that, this is replaceable if you need it. Obviously oil and water resistant. And coming back to that Gore-Tex membrane, when it folds underneath here, what they do between this oil and water resistant sole, you've then got a gel pad area that sticks to the bottom of the Gore-Tex. The gel goes on hot, It then solidifies and that reduces vibrations on the boot, so you get less fatigue in your foot. But what it also means is if you do wear through the sole, you're doing a proper tour, if you wear through the sole, you've got a gel padded area that's harder than standard Gore-Tex or membrane that you get in any other boot, and it won't immediately rip and leak, so you've got that protected area. Underneath that, you've got a steel shank, which is galvanized in Germany, so it's exceptionally strong, which gives you support on your instep and also helps stop crushing this way. Finally, you've got an anatomic footbed built into the boot as well, toe protection around the front. It's just got everything, this boot. If you're going to be doing high adventure riding, down to Morocco, through Africa, that sort of thing, this is going to do the job, but it is going to be warm. So if you're going to hotter climates, it's going to be a warm boot. So maybe up in the mountains would be better use for this. Great product though, Daytona Tourman Gore-Tex. Go to Bikerheadz for any more information, like and subscribe below, and I'll see you next time.